Mother cat jumped into a man's car, carrying a kitten in her mouth, begging for help. After finishing feeding street cats, he was sitting in his car when he saw a mother cat carrying a kitten in her mouth, running toward his car. Then, she jumped inside as if she was asking him to take care of her and her kitten. Gently, the man took her kitten from her and placed it on the seat. He was confused, not fully understanding what had just happened. Before he could process it, the mother cat jumped outside the car again and returned with another kitten. She jumped inside and placed the kitten at the man's feet, as if pleading with him, "Please take care of my kittens." Then, once again, she jumped outside. This time, she returned with a third kitten, but this one was bigger than the first two. This puzzled the man. Who were her real kittens? Were they the smaller ones or the bigger one? The mother cat left again and came back with yet another bigger kitten. The man was now completely confused, trying to figure out which kittens truly belonged to her. And once again, she did the same, bringing another big kitten. Meanwhile, the man kept the car heater on to prevent the kittens from catching a cold, so he didn't open the doors. But then, he decided to open the door to help the mother cat avoid jumping through the window. She seemed to think the man was going to throw her and her kittens out. Immediately, she hid under the seat, looking up at him with eyes that seemed to say, "Please, don't throw me and my kittens out. They won't survive here." The man tried to reassure her, letting her know he had no intention of abandoning them. Slowly, she calmed down and then brought two more kittens, one after another. Now, she fully trusted the man. She clearly believed that he would take care of her and her kittens. However, the man was still unsure which kittens were truly hers. He spoke to people around the area, trying to get information. An older man explained that the mother cat was actually the mother of the bigger kittens. Meanwhile, the man noticed another cat nearby and wondered if she might be the mother of the smaller ones. He gently placed the smaller kittens in front of her, but she showed no interest. The older man then explained that the mother of the smaller kittens had abandoned them. Apparently, she had lost two of her newborn kittens right after birth. Devastated by the loss, she had wandered around searching for them, and, in her grief, had been unable to properly care for the remaining kittens. This mother cat, upon hearing the smaller kittens crying, had adopted them as her own. Now, with 7 kittens to care for, she was struggling, and it seemed she was asking for help. The man decided to search for the real mother of the smaller kittens. He left his contact information with the people in the area, asking them to reach out if they found her. This whole situation was a reminder of how much stray animals have to struggle to survive with their newborns. The man then took the mother cat and kittens to the vet for a routine checkup. The vet examined them to ensure they were all healthy. The man just wanted to make sure they were okay. Then, he took them all home. Now, the mother cat began searching for a secure place for her kittens. She started nursing them, including the 2 little abandoned ones, as if they were her own. She had taken full responsibility for feeding these fragile little ones. Thankfully, the man's efforts paid off. He received a call. The caller mentioned seeing 2 cats in the area. One of them, they said, closely resembled the missing mother of the smaller kittens. Early in the morning, the man rushed to the location as soon as he could. To confirm the real mother, he brought the kittens with him. He first attempted to reunite them with one cat by gently placing the kittens near her, but she showed no interest. Then, he tried with another cat who looked like their mother. This time, she reacted instantly. It was clear she was their real mother. Locals also confirmed that she was indeed their mother. The man took them home, and finally, the kittens were reunited with their real mother. Both mother cats were now feeding their kittens, and thankfully, all were safe and in a warm place. A car stopped in the middle of a busy road and abandoned a tiny kitten. The kitten ran after everyone, hoping someone would take her to her mother. A man was busy in the street feeding when suddenly, a car stopped in the middle of a busy road. The man got out of the car and hurried away, leaving the kitten behind. The kitten was confused and scared. She watched as the man disappeared into the crowd, leaving her all alone. She meowed loudly, hoping the man would hear her and come back. But he didn't. She ran behind everyone, hoping someone would take her to her mother. People passed by, but no one stopped to help the kitten. Tears started to fill the kitten's eyes as she stood there, feeling all alone. She didn't understand why the man had left her like this. How could someone abandon such a cute kitten in the middle of the road like this? Whatever the reason, the owner should have handed her over to a responsible person instead of abandoning her like this. A man held the kitten and tried to relax her. He fed her, but the kitten was very scared and confused. After eating, she started running again. Maybe she realized she had to find her own way home. Her tiny paws carried her through the busy road. Going a little further, she stopped by a cat. The way she was going to the cat, it seemed like it was her mother. It may also be that she had seen this cat before, but the way the cat was reacting, it didn't seem like she was her mother at all. A few more people saw the driver placing only the kitten outside. Perhaps the kitten was looking for love and was mistaking the cat for her mother. She kept going after the cat again and again, but the cat showed no interest and went away. The man took the kitten home. He planned to take her to a center to get one of the cats there to adopt her so she wouldn't feel abandoned and could have a family. On the way home, the man received a call about a group of kittens. Someone said there were a few kittens in the backyard of his house and asked him to rescue them. The man quickly reached the location. There were 3 kittens. When the man tried to approach, one kitten became aggressive and started attacking him. The kitten didn't want anyone to come close to them. She thought the man was trying to hurt them, so she aggressively attacked to protect her siblings. She even injured the man while protecting them. The man thought the kittens might have entered the backyard to find shelter from the cold weather. The person had given them a cardboard box to stay in, but his family didn't want the kittens in the house. The man said he didn't know anything about their mother. She might have abandoned them because they were old enough to live alone. That's why the kitten was aggressive. She was learning to fight back against predators and protect her siblings. Thankfully, she calmed down after eating a cat treat. She realized the man was not trying to hurt them. The man then took them to the vet for a regular checkup. Thankfully, they were healthy. He took all of them home. The poor abandoned kitten still looked very confused when he brought her to the center. She was going here and there, trying to find her mother or someone to comfort her. The man felt very sad, as he didn't know how to tell her that her mother was not there. She was all alone, but he would try to give her a good life. Then, one cat came toward her. The kitten ran to this cat as if it were her mother. Maybe the cat looked like her mother. The kitten kept trying to get close to the cat, but the cat showed no interest. She ran away, but the kitten hopelessly followed her again and again. The kitten tried to go after her, but the cat pushed her away. Then, another cat came toward the kitten. This cat was very happy to see the little kitten. She showed a lot of love to the kitten. We were happy that the kitten was finally getting comfortable. The cat gave the kitten love and warmth like a mother. But sadly, she didn't have milk in her nipples because her own kittens were already grown. The kitten wanted to nurse from her, but it was not possible. After some more time, a white cat came in. Her own kittens were also the same size as the abandoned kitten. She was the perfect mother for her. She adopted the kitten and started nursing her. Thankfully, the other kittens and their siblings were healthy and happy in their new home. A man found a tiny premature kitten lying alone on the road on a cold morning. The kitten had just been born, but its mother had abandoned it. At the cold morning, some hungry cats were scavenging for food, and among them was an old cat struggling with a plastic bag tied to her paws, likely from searching in the trash. The man quickly freed her from the thread and offered her food. As she ate, he continued looking around when he noticed something unusual on the road. Curious, he went closer and discovered the helpless kitten. The old cat also approached and sniffed the tiny creature. Since the kitten remained unresponsive, the man quickly checked him and found his breathing faint, making him extremely worried. The kitten needed urgent medical attention. Carefully, he picked him up with a tissue while his team gently took him to the nearest vet. They also searched the nearby bushes for other kittens but found none. There was no sign of the mother cat either. At the clinic, the vet admitted the premature kitten for a day, kept him warm, and treated him for malnutrition. He also provided a feeding plan to ensure his recovery. While Kitten was admitted, man came across a cat whom neighbors believed to be the kitten's mother. He wasn't sure, but he rescued her to observe her interaction with the kitten. Once the kitten recovered, the suspected mother cat and her baby were brought to their new home. The vet had advised that the kitten needed constant care, and the man took full responsibility for his survival. Placing him in a cozy spot, the kitten's faint meows and tiny movements melted his heart. It seemed as though the little one was calling for his mother, whom he had yet to see. The mother cat, however, seemed anxious in the unfamiliar surroundings, so he offered her a creamy treat to help her relax. The trick worked, and soon she stepped out of her carrier. Her motherly instincts took over, and she began grooming her kitten, who had been waiting for her care. She cleaned him thoroughly, making sure he was comfortable, while the man carefully placed him in a basket lined with soft, warm tissues. Just then, another cat, Mama Zelda, approached the basket out of curiosity. She had never seen such a tiny kitten before, and sniffed him as if he were an alien. Another kitten soon followed, curiously reaching his paws inside the basket. The man had to move him aside, as he seemed just as puzzled as Mama Zelda. Since the vet recommended keeping the kitten on a heating pad at times, the man carefully silently moved him there, keeping a close watch. The grown-up kittens frequently came near, intrigued by the tiny newcomer. Meanwhile, Mama Zelda soon understood that he was just a newborn and stayed close, guarding him. However, since the kitten's mother had only just recovered, she wasn't feeding him. The man took on the responsibility, feeding him carefully with a syringe and even cleaning him, just as a mother would. Despite his real mother's lack of care, this little kitten quickly became the center of attention among all the cats. The man ensured he was fed 6 times a day, met all his nutritional needs, and was always kept clean. Since his mother didn't assist in his bathroom needs, he was helped in peeing and pooping regularly. After 3 weeks, he started gaining weight, growing healthier by the day. Mama Ruby, who had been nurturing him like her own, took wonderful care of the kitten. She was always by his side, just like a true mother. Another cat, Mama Fiona, also helped with feeding and grooming, showing great affection towards him. The man was overjoyed to see the kitten growing stronger, knowing he had been saved from a tragic fate on the streets. Though his real mother wasn't overly affectionate, she did share some responsibilities as he grew. After nearly 2 months, the once premature kitten had transformed into a lively, energetic little cat. He had made many friends among the other kittens and was always engaging in playful adventures. He was the apple of their eyes. All the love and care he received had paid off, and he thrived in his new home. He had multiple foster mothers who adored him, especially Mama Ruby, who played a crucial role in his upbringing. Her gentle, nurturing nature won everyone's hearts as she guided him through every new step. Though his birth mother never showed much love, the kitten found warmth, comfort, and care from his foster family. Now he was set to live a happy life, surrounded by love in the rescue center. A man was surprised to find a mama cat hiding a tiny kitten inside his car. He had only fed this cat a few times before, and it had been months since their last encounter. Yet here she was, placing her kitten on the driver's seat while she hid behind the back seat. After some time, she emerged from her hiding spot, acting very friendly. The man had assumed she had relocated to another part of the neighborhood, but he was wrong. Thankfully, the kitten appeared to be healthy. After spending some time inside the car, the mother cat suddenly ran off as if she had something urgent to do. Curious, the man wanted to follow her, but since she had gone too far, he decided to search the area instead. Moments later, he was amazed to see the mama cat return. This time, carrying another kitten, she carefully placed the little one on a soft, grassy spot, likely to ensure her baby's comfort. When the man approached, she gently set the kitten in front of her. Thankfully, this kitten was also in good health, and the man was relieved to have found another one from her litter. However, the mama cat still seemed anxious as she kept looking around, as if searching for something. The man continued his search, and soon enough, the cries of another kitten led him straight to it. Overjoyed, he gathered the third kitten. He didn't find any more nearby, but his team continued searching and asking the neighbors. Unfortunately, most people had no idea how many kittens the mama cat had. Despite this, the man remained hopeful and determined to find them all. To comfort the worried mama cat, he gently petted her and offered her a creamy treat. She eagerly ate most of it within moments, showing just how hungry she was. She deserved a safe home where she could care for her babies without worry, and the man had already decided to take them all with him. Just as she was feeding her little ones, the mama cat suddenly ran across the road again. When she returned, she had another kitten in her mouth. She carefully placed this one on a coil, and as the man picked it up, he realized it looked just like a white kitten he had found in the park before. The moment was heartwarming as he gathered the fourth kitten and placed it alongside its siblings. The mother cat quickly settled beside her babies, keeping them warm and comforted. Soon, the man gently placed the mama cat and her 4 kittens into his car, preparing to take them home. But just when he thought they were ready to go, the mama cat surprised him again. She jumped out of the car. A few moments later, she returned, carrying her 5th kitten. Carefully, she hopped back into the car and placed her last baby in the man's care. His heart filled with joy at the sight of the complete little family. Although all the kittens seemed healthy, the man wanted to ensure they were in the best condition, so he decided to take them to a clinic for a thorough checkup. He met someone who recognized the mama cat and confirmed that she had recently been seen with these 5 kittens. When he asked more people in the neighborhood if there were any other kittens, a kind-hearted person told him about a suffering kitten nearby. Without wasting any time, the man rushed to the mentioned location and found the poor kitten lying by the roadside. Its eyes were severely infected, and it needed urgent medical attention. Hoping to find any remaining kittens, he also checked the park and asked some kids, but they had not seen any others. Without delay, he took all the kittens to the vet. At the clinic, the vet examined the suffering kitten and confirmed it had a severe eye infection. Thankfully, with the right treatment, it could recover. The vet advised keeping the kitten under special care until it healed completely. Meanwhile, the 5 kittens underwent their checkups, and all their tests came back clear. They were perfectly healthy. Now, it was time for the mama cat's checkup, and to the man's relief, she was also in great health. With his heart at ease, the man brought the mother cat and all her kittens home. He ensured that the kitten with the infected eyes received special care, providing everything it needed to heal. He remained hopeful that this strong little one would recover soon. As soon as they were settled, the mama cat gathered her kittens and lovingly showered them with affection. Her nurturing nature was evident, and the man felt reassured that he had made the right decision by helping her. Once the brave kitten recovered, the man introduced him to the most affectionate cat, Mama Ruby. Without hesitation, she began showering him with love, assuring him that she would take good care of him. Now this beautiful family had a safe and loving home. A mother cat tugged at a man's sleeve as if she wanted to show him something. The man was unsure what she was trying to say. She wasn't ready to leave him, staying close as if she needed help. Man assumed she was just hungry. Even though he had already fed her, he gave her more creamy treat. She quickly ate it, enjoying every bite. After finishing, she ran off, and the man thought that was all she needed. But to his surprise, she soon returned, carrying a tiny kitten in her mouth. The kitten's eyes weren't even open yet, and it looked so small and beautiful. The man finally realized what she had been trying to show him. After a moment, the mother cat ran off again. When she came back, she had another kitten in her mouth. Thankfully, both kittens were healthy. The man noticed that the mama cat didn't seem like a stray. Maybe her owner had abandoned her. Wanting to keep her strong, he gave her another creamy treat. As it got late, the man knew he had to find the rest of the kittens and take them to safety. He watched as the mama cat walked away again, likely searching for her other babies. While waiting, the man started asking neighbors and kids if they had seen more kittens. Some kids told him that 2 more kittens from the same litter were nearby. Grateful for their help, he began checking hidden spots, knowing that cats usually keep their kittens in safe places. A little while later, the mama cat returned, but this time she had no kitten with her. She carefully followed the man, but he was still concerned. Where were the last 2 kittens? Worried, he decided to leave the kittens he had found in a safe place, fed the mama cat again, and waited in his car. He hoped she would bring the remaining kittens soon. When the mama cat saw that the man might leave, she finally returned with the 3rd kitten in her mouth. She jumped into the car, but this time, she didn't want to give up her kitten. She held on to her baby, unwilling to let go. The man gently placed her on the seat and gave her another creamy treat, hoping to comfort her. After eating, she ran off once again to find her last kitten. Moments later, she returned with her 4th kitten. The man had waited a long time, but it was worth it. Just like before, she didn't want to give this kitten away. She clung to her little one, clearly worried about her baby. The man noticed that she seemed especially protective of a gray kitten, as if she was the most worried about this one. He offered the mama cat a bowl of water, knowing she was exhausted and thirsty. After drinking, she ate some food, while the man made one last check outside to see if any other animals needed help. Once he was sure there were no more kittens left behind, he carefully placed the mama cat and her babies in a carrier. Before taking them home, he brought them to the vet for a checkup. Thankfully, all of them were healthy. Finally, the man took them home, where they would live forever in a safe and happy place. This blind cat was calling an angel to heal his eyesight as the world was dark around him. Man were informed about this blind cat, persistently seeking help through his cries. He was sitting by the road, injured and blind, desperately meowing for help. People stopped to watch him, feeling sad for the poor cat, but then continued on their way. A kind man gently picked him up and rushed him to the vet. The vet carefully examined him, cleaned his eyes, and reassured us that while his vision was blurry and fading fast, there was still hope. He gave the cat an injection and prescribed eye drops, saying that hopefully his vision would return. After the checkup, the man took the blind cat home. Upon arriving at the shelter, he provided food and water, which the starving cat eagerly devoured. Having gone hungry for days, he didn't pause for a moment until he was completely satisfied. At first, he was scared when the man tried to pet him, trying to hide. But as time passed, he began exploring his surroundings. With his impaired vision, he sniffed the floor and objects around him, carefully navigating his way. The man gently called out to him, hoping to to engage him in different activities. To his surprise, the cat meowed in response, showing signs of improvement in his eyes. Though still blurred, his vision allowed him to cautiously walk beside the walls, tracing his path to avoid obstacles. To cleanse him of dust and the pain of the past, the man decided to give him a bath. At first, the cat resisted, fearful and hesitant, but with patience, the man comforted him, and he eventually settled into the sink. Using a medicated shampoo, he gently scrubbed away the dirt and germs. Once rinsed and dried completely, the cat looked even more beautiful. With growing trust, he began to enjoy the man's affection. Curling up in his lap for long periods, feeling safe and loved, he found solace in his rescuer's arms. The man spent most of his time with him, showering him with love and care. With his fading eyesight, there was always a fear that he might lose his vision completely. But with every passing day, not only did his beauty grow, but so did his eyesight. Upon recovery, his eyes turned into a rare and stunning shade of blue. The man named him Jasper. Now, with his improved vision, Jasper enjoys gazing down from the building, exploring his surroundings with curiosity and wonder. It has become his favorite activity, and he absolutely adores it. After weeks of love, care, and grooming, Jasper transformed into a breathtakingly beautiful blue-eyed cat. We hope he lives a long, happy, and healthy life filled with love and adventure. An aggressive mother cat attacks the house owner, fearing that he will throw her kittens out of the home. A stray cat, searching for safety, found an empty house. She had just given birth and needed a quiet place to raise her kittens. This house was perfect. No people, no danger. She thought she had finally found a home where her babies would be safe. For the first time, she felt at peace. She believed this house was now hers. Just like people have houses, she thought she would have one too. She dreamed of a safe life where no one would chase her away. But then, everything changed. The owner of the house arrived and saw the cat and her tiny kittens inside. She froze. Fear filled her heart. She had seen this happen before. Humans never let stray cats stay. She remembered the times she was thrown out of houses, hungry and helpless. She remembered how people always chased her away as if she didn't deserve shelter. Now, she thought it was happening again. The owner didn't want to harm her. He actually wanted to help. He thought of taking the cat and her kittens to a safer place. But as he stepped forward, the cat became aggressive. She hissed, her eyes wide with fear. She wouldn't let him touch her or her kittens. To her, he was not a kind man. The owner understood her fear. He didn't want to scare her more. He spoke softly, moving slowly, trying to show her that he meant no harm. But the cat only saw him as her enemy, the one who would take away her only hope. Still, the man didn't give up. After a long struggle, he managed to gather the kittens. The mother cat, though scared, didn't react. She only watched, her heart pounding, unsure of what would happen next. She ran from the toilet and jumped onto the window. Slowly, she calmed down. She let the man get close, and finally, the man was able to take the whole family with him. Before leaving, we thanked the kind man for his patience. Then, the man took them to the vet for a regular checkup. Thankfully, all was fine. Then he took them home. There, she was still aggressive and tried to leave the place. But after staying for some time, she realized the man was not harming her or her kittens. Now she is calm, and we hope they live a happy and healthy life. A mama cat was fiercely protecting her newborn kittens, fearing they might be taken from her. A kind-hearted man, who regularly fed the street cats in the colony, was overjoyed to see that the cat he had been caring for had given birth to her first litter. Wanting to congratulate her, he gently picked up one of the kittens to reunite it with its mother. However, instead of the usual warm welcome, the mama cat reacted aggressively, attacking him out of stress. Realizing that her reaction was due to the overwhelming experience of giving birth, he wanted to assure her that he meant no harm. To avoid further attacks, he wore gloves and attempted to pet her again, but she remained defensive. Just then, an old man approached and asked for his help in rescuing a mama cat and her kittens living inside an old car in his backyard. Without hesitation, he fetched a carrier for their safe transfer, placing the kittens inside first. How could such fragile souls survive in the scorching heat? Since the mama cat refused to enter the carrier willingly, he carefully guided her inside. Finally, they were on their way to safety. Upon reaching the backyard, he spotted a little kitten playing hide and seek. How had this tiny creature endured the unbearable 46 degrees Celsius temperature? He needed a comfortable place, not this harsh environment. As he took the kitten into his care, he soon discovered two more siblings along with their mother. Opening the car door revealed the miserable conditions they had been living in. Filled with concern, he tried to pet the mama cat, but she attacked again. He couldn't understand why she was still so aggressive. Inspecting the old car further, he saw that everything was in a terrible state. Determined to reunite the family, he went to the old man's house to inquire about the missing fourth kitten. There, he found the tiny one hiding inside a cupboard. Gently, he took the kitten into his care and hurried back to the backyard, placing him beside his mother and siblings. Despite his good intentions, the mama cat remained aggressive, attacking once more. He needed a new approach to earn her trust. It was time for a creamy treat, something most cats couldn't resist. Thankfully, she didn't turn it down, though she still hissed at him. Offering her more treats helped ease her aggression little by little. Then, he provided fresh water and a nutritious meal, knowing the extreme heat had exhausted them. After a long effort, the mama cat finally calmed down. She allowed him to pet her. At last, she understood he meant no harm. Now, it was time to take them to the safety and comfort of a loving home. Before leaving, he spoke with the security guard, who told him that the mama cat traveled far every day to a meat shop, searching for food for her babies. Such a devoted mother, yet she and her little ones didn't deserve to suffer in such an unforgiving environment. Carefully, he placed the mama cat beside her kittens in the carrier. The moment was heartwarming. Her aggression had completely faded. His patience and care had shown her that he only wanted the best for them. On the way home, he noticed another mama cat carrying a mouse, likely hunting for her own babies, a true symbol of a mother's love. At the clinic, the rescued mama cat underwent a general checkup. To his relief, the vet confirmed that she was perfectly healthy and ready to go home. The kittens were also thoroughly examined, and thankfully, they were all in good health. Once home, he set them up in a separate room to help them adjust without stress. After some time, the mama cat cautiously stepped out, curiously exploring her new surroundings. She was searching for a safe spot for her little ones, and he knew it would take time for her to feel at home. Meanwhile, the kittens happily played around, unaware of their past hardships. A while later, the mama cat finally felt at ease. She began grooming her babies, her loving nature shining through. They all deserved a life free from struggle, and his heart swelled with joy, knowing he had given them a safe, happy home. Here they were, the mama cat and her kittens, now rescued and comfortable in their new home. Deep in the jungle, an exhausted mother cat lay motionless on the ground. Her tiny kitten sat beside her, nudging her with its soft little paws, trying desperately to wake her up. The kitten meowed, eyes filled with worry, as if pleading for help. A kind-hearted woman, who had been alerted about the struggling cat, hurried through the dense foliage with her emergency kit. When she arrived, her heart sank. The kitten was sitting on its mother, gently pawing at her face, hoping for a response, but the mother cat remained still. The woman quickly but carefully moved the kitten aside and assessed the mother's condition. She placed her stethoscope against the cat's chest and listened. The heartbeat was faint, too weak. Wasting no time, she spread out a clean cloth, gently lifted the mother cat onto it, and placed the kitten beside her. The kitten clung to its mother, eyes filled with fear. "Don't worry, little one," the woman reassured softly. "I'll help her." She began CPR, pressing gently on the mother cat's tiny chest, hoping to stabilize her heartbeat. She tried giving her water, but the cat remained unresponsive. Concerned but determined, she continued CPR, checking for any signs of improvement. Still, the heartbeat was weak. Thinking quickly, she reached into her kit and connected an oxygen mask to the cat, hoping it would help. The kitten watched anxiously, tiny ears twitching as if asking, "Will my mother be okay?" After ensuring the kitten was healthy, she placed it safely in her bag before returning her full attention to the mother cat. A few moments later, the cat's heartbeat grew slightly stronger, but she was still too weak to wake up. She needed proper medical attention. Carefully, the woman wrapped the mother cat in the cloth, placed her in the bag alongside her kitten, and rushed to the clinic. At the clinic, she gently trimmed the fur from the cat's paw and connected an IV drip to rehydrate her. Hours passed, and then, finally, a sign of hope. The mother cat's paw twitched. Slowly, she began stirring, her body showing the first signs of regaining consciousness. Relieved, the woman turned to the kittens, cleaning their tiny faces while keeping an eye on their mother. Though weak, the mother cat's breathing improved. Wanting to help her regain strength, the woman carefully prepared a milk formula and used a syringe to feed her small amounts. Then, she placed the kittens next to her, allowing them to nurse. The mother cat, though still frail, was out of immediate danger. She weakly licked her kittens as they snuggled close, bringing a hint of warmth back into the moment. The woman smiled, offering the mother a soft, creamy cat treat as a reward for her strength. It would take time for her to fully recover, but she was safe now, with her kittens by her side and a kind woman looking after them. Soon, they would be strong enough to start a new, happy, and healthy life together.